you know, we did receive the new elevations. It'd be great to just like, you know, share them with the group so
Sure,
everyone
sure.
can see those. Pete, are we don't have any minutes. I mean, it's been
That's right, because this is a continuation of the prior
Exactly.
meeting,
So-
so I didn't have to post a new notice or anything.
that's fine. Okay, great. Well, anyway, thank you for doing that. We'll try and keep this short. So
Do you want me to share the screen or?
please
does
do.
everybody have-
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, so let's see if that works. Somebody has to enable me to share the screen.
Oh, Peter does, or Carl, I think you do, right?
I just did that. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
great.
Thank you. Well, Peter's our tech guru here. It's so exciting.
Can everyone see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Looks
right.
good.
So,
I thought it looks. I don't know. Yeah, I think it looks great. But anyway,
Yeah.
tell us about it.
yeah, no, I mean, I suppose I should have actually had the. So we have existing proposed. I probably should have put the shingles in too, but I feel like we've sort of passed that anyway. So
Yeah. No. This
So,
is
yeah.
good. It's
um,
different.
so I think the sort of highlights to note here are that we wanted to keep the decorative shingling on the dormers. It's actually not on
Dormers,
all
yeah.
the dormers right now, but it's on the majority of the dormers. So
It
given
looks
that
nice.
we're redoing
Looks
it,
nice.
we thought we'd sort of put that accent on all of the dormers. The other thing that we added, which we didn't have last week, are shutters. And we're really only putting shutters on the windows. So the windows on the East Main Street side are going to get shutters. And then the windows on the Lincoln Lane side are also going to get shutters, but only kind of where it's appropriate. So where we have sort of smaller awning windows, we didn't put those. And where we have a triple, by the time you get to sort of 3 windows, two little shutters on either side starts to feel a little lonely. So we basically put the shutters on the paired windows on the Lincoln Lane side, and then on most of the windows on the East Main Street side.
Well, I know no one uses shutters anymore, but they certainly do cheer it up. You know, it's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's lovely. It's a lovely elevation there.
So the coursing on the shingle, the coursing on the clavards here is 4.5 inches, which is a little smaller than what's there now, but I think that's about as big as I would want to go with cement board clavards, because I feel like they still look pretty good at that coursing. When they get a little bit bigger, you start to sort of feel that they're not quite as thick as normal shingles. And then we're proposing 5.5 inch corner boards on all the corners.
Nice.
And let's see what else. I think
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about cement board. On my house, I've got ancient wooden shingles that are rotting away.
Yeah.
So
The thickness of the cement board shingles it's about 1/4 inch,
mhm.
and sort of depending on the vintage of clavards, the older were more like 1/2 inch. Sort of as you get closer to today, they're more like 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
So I still want to keep a sort of a nice crisp shadow line. I didn't think we want to go sort of wider than sort of 4.5 inches. And
Why is it called cement board?
Medium. Sorry.
Why is it called cement board?
Well, it's sort of it's mostly cement, but it's sort of reinforced cement. And the good thing about them is they take paint really well. They last forever. They basically they cut and attach pretty much the way wood ones do. The problem with the new wood ones is they're mostly finger jointed. So, within sort of 10 years, all the glue joints start to start to sort of degrade you know, they just don't, you know, if you put 100-year-old clapboard is probably, well, some of these are 100-year-old clapboards that are still there. The new one, you know, new wood clapboard's not going to last more than, I don't know, probably 20 years.
I believe you.
The cement board's going to last probably 50 or more. And it's a, you know, it's a sustainable product, and so it not that we're getting the building LEED certified, but if we were, that would be something
Sure.
that would help us with that.
Does that help with insulation?
No, it doesn't.
It does, no,
But,
okay, just curious.
Yeah, well, because we're going to be opening all the interior walls, we'll be able to foam the house so that it'll be a very tight house. So, you know, it'll be a very efficient house.
I did that with a renovation I was doing up the street, and I got to say it was a miracle. I
Yeah,
wish I could afford to do it on my house.
Well, I mean, different towns, the building inspectors in different towns there's a very varying degrees of strictness with how closely they want you to hew with the new stretch building code. But if you meet the energy requirements of the new building code, your house is very efficient, in Massachusetts, that is. So,
Yeah, my house-
and you know,
My house is a 0 now.
right.
Literally, we opened the walls and found that the wallpaper was the only insulation there was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know, yeah.
All right. So, questions?
I don't really have any. I mean, I really appreciate your being willing to be flexible, and you know, I mean, I don't have personally, and I'm just speaking personally, but you know, I don't have a really strong opinion, you know, on the shingle versus clapboard question, but you know, there is a certain kind of consistency going down the street, you know, of the majority of the houses being in clapboard, and I don't know.
No, that's fine.
I think it's a nice. I think it's a nice solution, and I think it's you know, I think it looks good. You know, it's
good.
I mean, you know, the shingles are charming, but they get a little busy. You know, but this is.
Well,
this
this
makes-
gives us a little, you know, sort of, we can still use them as a flavor, basically.
Yeah, no, but it's you know, it's more the feeling of the old thing, which is great. So
I really
I
like,
just,
yeah.
I-
Oh,
I-
Go ahead,
sorry.
Lisa. Go ahead, Lisa.
I'm just curious on that east elevation, why you're losing that oval window. It's so,
That is not
appealing to
original.
me. It's not,
No, that's
it's
the
just so,
19
it's so appropriate in that spot. It just aesthetically to me, I was
Well,
just
it
curious. If
was. Now it's
different layout on the
yeah, it's a different
inside.
layout. Yeah.
Okay.
My only issue is, thank you for, the clapboards look great. I would be careful with the decorative shingles you're putting on. So they're not shakes, they're more of the Victorian
Yeah.
style. Looking at the old house, they were used very sparingly. I don't know if I would go to town as much as you did with them. But no, I can hear what other people have to say about that. I'm not, oh wait, I only have 2 elevations. Are the other 2?
The other two.
They had the other elevations up.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
that was on the previous page. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. I just want to check that out. Yeah,
Well, I think it's sort of a distinctive.
I just don't know if it makes sense, you know, because if it's nowhere else, I don't know where else they are, is what I'm looking at.
They're up underneath, if you look on the,
Oh,
right,
yeah,
the
no,
up-
there's,
Right
so
there.
underneath the
Exactly.
Jurgen head here,
Yep.
there's
Yeah.
shingles.
yeah.
And then, on both Jurgen
I
heads,
noticed it when I
there's
drove
shingles.
by the other day, and there is quite a bit on the house currently.
Yeah,
Okay.
up in
Well,
here.
great, okay,
Yeah,
I
there
think
is.
I think it's a good continuation of the slightly
thank you, okay.
sort of 1870s 18
Yeah, well, so
character of that whatever that was, because that's actually like a remodeling that happened, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think what happened, so in the course of doing some of the interior demo, I would say the contractor and I were sort of trying to peg the original house, and we thought somewhere between 1820 and maybe 1840.
I think
And
that's
so I
what Macris
think when they
does too.
moved it- Sorry?
The Massachusetts Historic website, the Macris website dates it at 1820 to 1830.
Okay,
I
there
believe
you
that's
go,
what
yeah.
the historic page says, that we were looking at about where they moved it and the cat and dog fountain, that's all in that. And I think, I don't have it in front of me right now, but I think the date is around 1820 to 30.
Oh, all right.
Is that
So
right?
I think when they
Peter?
moved it,
Maybe
so I know that, the
1850.
foundation underneath here is concrete block. So I suspect that when they moved it, that's probably when they put a lot of the decorations on. Because if it was 1820 to 1840, it was probably, it's probably sort of a farmhousey. I mean, I don't know how modest it was, but it was probably a little more chaste than what we have now. So I suspect that a lot of the decoration was probably added when they moved it. Because I know that, so this piece, which is sitting on block is, and also the framing in here is new. And then the framing on the back side is, let's see here, the framing over here and in this part. So this from here over is sort of the, I think the 1880s, I mean, the 1980s. But this piece here, I suspect is sort of, again, that's not original.
When did
So
you do that remodel on that house?
Sorry?
1980s.
Okay,
Oh.
my significant other worked for the contractor that did the remodel on the house, and I just asked him when it was, and he said 1980s.
Okay, perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did-
yeah,
Did you,
this, most of this is new, but, and then this is probably 120 years
Yeah.
old.
yeah, you can
as-
see that.
And then I think the main body of the house is, the sort of rectilinear middle of the house was probably the original.
This is kind of neither here nor there, but do we know if the Gorleys stayed in the house after the Gorley family stayed in the house after it was moved? Or had they sold it at that point?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's in that Macris thing.
Oh, is it?
Or you can, it does, again, I have to have it, see it in front of me, but it did say at the time,
I
what
can
happened.
probably, I think I have it if you want to, I can probably pull it up on my screen. If you want to hold on just a
I'm just
sec.
curious because we're in the process of trying to renovate the cat and dog fountain, and the amount of the fogginess of the history of that is just astonishing. No one knows who designed it. No one knows exactly, I mean, beyond that it was donated by the Gorleys, and I think was originally part of their landscape.
So-
Yeah, I think where's the rest of that dialogue? There's more to this than just that,
Yeah.
that's just the cover page.
Yeah.
No, it goes down.
Oh, yeah.
My-
Page after page.
So there was, it didn't say who the deeds were, but I think it listed a number of changes in the deed. Let's see. I thought I saw that somewhere.
Yeah.
Stop right there.
Yeah, here. So. deed
Go back
definition
up.
of
It says it gives you a little bit of the deed. There you go,
original-
right there, up till its removal.
Right.
So it says Virginia Butler.
Oh, really?
That's
Interesting.
up to, well, that's up to,
So when were the Gorleys, well, I mean, they must have owned it when it was near the Red Lion Inn, right?
Yeah.
Maybe one of these people.
you know what, Carl, I'll email you late, Carl.
Yeah.
I'll email you later. There's a way you can get onto the Registry of Deeds and look up all this deed research for, just for future. I can scan and email you the links to go to, so you can not
That'd be
pull
great.
up more than this. You can actually see the deeds and who owned them and do the progression backwards.
That's
It's
great.
very easy, but, and you don't even have to leave your house. Really, it's amazing because you used to have to go flip through those great big books and now you can just,
No, it's
Do it all
with scan.
online.
Lisa, could you share it with me, please?
yes, I'll scan it and email it to you all.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's interesting information to have. But anyway, it sounds to me, in the interests of efficiency here, that everyone's pleased with the revision, and I'd move that we go ahead and okay this.
I'll second that.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Well, there you go. Okay.
All right.
So the next order of business is, since this is an approval, it doesn't have to go to the planning board or anything. We just, we'll issue a letter to the building inspector to indicate that this is that these plans are fine with this board, and there you go. So.
All right, great.
Thank you.
so much, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. And
very
thank you
much.
guys so
Love your
much for
project.
meeting with us
Teamwork.
again.
Very good. Well, no, it's anyway, you've been it's very nice to deal with, and look forward to having you as a neighbor. So
Me too. Thank you.
thanks so much. And
care.
I'm
Bye-bye.
sure the place is going to look a lot spiffier than it does now. So right.
Wouldn't be hard.
There you go. The bar is
you.
low. Very well.
Bye-bye.
All right. Oh, hello, Gary. We just concluded our business.
Better
been
late
here?
than never, Gary.
Your timing is impeccable.
Gary's been here the whole time. I will attest.
Okay.
Yes, he has.
Gary, I
I'm
voted
sorry,
for you.
I haven't, my screen is all dodgy here, but okay. Anyway, thank you so much.
All right, well,
Thank you.
Stay warm this evening, and we'll look forward to seeing progress.
Thank you
right.
very much.
Okay.
bye-bye.
Night.
Bye.
Stay
a lot.
warm.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I guess, do we have to do an adjournment? I guess not. I
Oh, well,
motion that we adjourn.
I second that. Lisa,
I
we're in
think
it.
that we're supposed to do that, right?
Right.
Are we supposed to do that? Do we lose everybody else?
Yes, we did.
Well, you know it, Georgia, so that's important.
That's
See you
right.
later.
See you later.
Bye.